When XRP hit its peak back in 2018, it was trading at around $3.84. 2 years later, after legal pressure, fear, and uncertainty took hold, XRP bottomed out at 11 cents. That wasn't a dip, that was a 97% collapse. Solana is trading today around $126. If Solana went through the same kind of legal-driven drawdown that XRP did, you wouldn't be looking at $80 or even $50. You'd be looking at around $3 to $4 Solana. And before you say that's impossible, crypto has already done this once before. We've seen this movie before. Before we go any further, I want to be crystal clear. This is not saying Solana is finished. It's not saying Solana is guilty of anything, and it's not fear-mongering. What this video is about is risk awareness. Because markets don't price how good the technology is. Markets price certainty. And when certainty disappears, like this, especially through courts, regulators, and lawsuits, price damage can be far deeper and far longer lasting than most people expect. To understand why this comparison matters, we need to rewind the clock and look at what actually happened to XRP. Back in early 2018, XRP was one of the biggest names in crypto. It wasn't a niche, it wasn't experimental, it was a top 3 asset by market cap. In January 2018, XRP reached an all-time high of $3.84. Retail loved it, institutions were watching it, and partnership announcements were consistent. Then the bear market hit, like it did for everything. By March 2020, during the global COVID liquidity crash, XRP traded down as low as 11 cents. That alone represented a 97% drawdown from its peak. And here's the detail that most people miss. The collapse happened before the lawsuit. XRP was already wounded, but it wasn't dead. Just the rumour of the lawsuit was enough to cause catastrophic damage. In December 2020, the US Securities and Exchange Commission filed the lawsuit. Eventually, everybody was expecting it. The allegation was that XRP had been sold as an unregulated security. Regardless of where you stand on that accusation, the market reaction was immediate. Major exchanges began delisting XRP and liquidity evaporated. Institutional interest dried up and retail confidence completely collapsed. XRP didn't just fall in price, it became too toxic to hold for many investors. And this is where most people misunderstand lawsuits in crypto. They focus on the crash, but the real damage comes after. In 2021, crypto entered one of the strongest bull markets in history. Bitcoin made new all-time highs, Ethereum made new all-time highs, and Solana went on a historic run. But XRP, it didn't. Not because the tech failed, not because adoption stopped, but because legal uncertainty froze it in place. This is what SEC lawsuits do to cryptos. They don't always kill projects, sometimes they just trap them in a little bit of space where they can't get out. Now let's bring this back to today. Solana, one of the most dominant blockchains in crypto. It's fast, it's cheap, massive developer activity, the epicenter of meme coin launches and retail speculation. But now Solana is being dragged into legal headlines involving pump fund, market structure, and allegations around how meme coins were launched and traded. And this is where the comparison to XRP becomes uncomfortable. Let's talk plainly about what Solana is being accused of, because this is one of the most damaging accusations that you could face in crypto. The claims are not about simple outage or technology bugs. They center around allegations that parts of Solana ecosystem enabled, allowed, or failed to prevent some of the worst behaviors in crypto. Insider advantage, rigged meme coin launches, and repeated rug pulls that wiped out retail traders. In simple terms, the accusation is this: that everyday users were entering a system where the odds were stacked against them from the start on purpose and by design. There are many things a blockchain can survive: a bear market, network issues, bad press, even regulation. But crypto does not forgive one thing easily: the perception that the game is rigged. Once users believe insiders always win, retail is exit liquidity, and fairness doesn't exist, trust doesn't wobble. It evaporates completely. Meme coins are high risk. Everybody knows that. I'm not into meme coins. It's not really my thing. But there's a massive difference between high-risk speculation and a system that appears engineered for the insiders to win. The allegation here isn't simply that people lost money. It's that tokens were launched knowing that they would collapse. Certain participants had structural advantages, and the infrastructure allowed this repeatedly. If that perception sticks, Or that rumour grows on social media and it becomes legally proven. It causes permanent reputational damage for Solana. Even if Solana ultimately wins the court case, even if no wrongdoing is proven, the damage to confidence may already be done. Institutions care about optics and reputational risk. Retail asks one brutal question: am I being played? Once that question exists, buyers will hesitate, liquidity will thin, and price will suffer, usually slowly, not in one dramatic crash. XRP was accused of being an unregistered security. Solana is facing allegations around market integrity. In crypto, being accused of selling an unregistered asset is serious, but being accused of allowing unfair markets to rug-style behaviour cuts much deeper because it attacks the core promise of crypto itself: open access, fair participation, and transparency. The markets punish broken trust mercilessly. Here's the uncomfortable truth: markets do not wait for court outcomes. The market price risk perception in real time. If enough participants believe the chain is too dangerous for retail, then confidence will drain, regardless of how good the technology is. And once confidence goes, price will follow. Now let's remove emotion and just look at the numbers. XRP's peak before the lawsuit was $3.84. It hit a low of 11 cents. That is a drawdown of 97%. Solana's current price today is $126. If Solana experiences the same magnitude of drawdown from today, 3% of $126 is roughly around $3.78. This is not a prediction. It's a reminder of what crypto history shows is possible when trust and certainty disappear. Now, to be fair, Solana is not XRP. Different regulation environment, different decentralization model, and different accusations. Solana is not accused of selling SOL as an unregistered security in the same way XRP was. And that matters. But the similarity you cannot ignore is this: both situations have introduced massive uncertainty. And uncertainty is the poison for price. Legal risk usually unfolds in stages for its communities. First, there's denial. They say nothing will happen. Second is fear. This might be serious. And third is exhaustion. Slow price bleed as confidence fades. And then fourth is the resolution. Either clarity or complete collapse. XRP only began to recover once clarity arrived, and it's taken years. Not rumors, not hope. It needed clarity. Now, if you're watching this and thinking this is exactly why crypto feels overwhelming, or I don't actually have a plan for situations like this is exactly why I created the completely free crypto liftoff course. And I want to be completely clear right here from the start: these are the exact strategies I've personally used to make money across multiple bear markets and bull runs. This isn't theory. This isn't recycled Twitter nonsense. It's real world experience simplified. The course is completely free. There's no fluff, no hype, no upsell traps. You're not suddenly going to get halfway through the course and then going to say, send me $500 for the rest of the secrets. There's none of that bullshit. Inside, I will break it down: how crypto market cycles actually work, why brutal drawdowns like this happen, how to manage risk instead of guessing, and how to avoid emotional decisions when fear hits. If you're new to this gives you structure. If you're experienced, it's going to sharpen your edge. The link is in the description. It costs nothing and it could genuinely save you from a very expensive mistakes. This video is not anti-Solana. It's anti-complacency. Crypto rewards conviction, but it punishes ignorance. If you're holding Solana, understand the risk that could be coming down the road. And if you're trading Solana, respect volatility. And if you're ignoring this entirely, history says that could be dangerous. Because when lawyers enter the room, charts stop mattering. It doesn't matter what your charts say. When the lawyers get hold of this, if it goes the wrong way in the media, charts will mean absolutely nothing. Before you go, if you found this video useful, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. It massively helps support the work I do here. And I want to hear from you in the comments. What do you think about the Solana accusations? Have you personally been rugged on Solana via a meme coin built onside Solana's network? Let's keep the discussion honest and real. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. I will be seeing you on the next one. And remember this: the strength of the wolf is in the pack. I am not a financial advisor. This video is based solely on my opinion on what I am personally doing in this market. I also want to let you know that some of the links below and in the descriptions are affiliate links, meaning I may get a commission, but it will be at no extra cost to you. Please remember that under no circumstances will I ever contact you and ask you for investments. You can confirm all of my real social media handles in the description and also at milkshakematthew.com. This content is for educational and entertainment only, and I am not a financial advisor.